Hi, my name's Julie Harvey. I work at Park Lane Primary School in Nuneaton and I'm a Year 1 class teacher. Handwriting in Park Lane, especially for Year 1, is very important. Previously, their handwriting skills have not really developed as well as would have expected them to. So the fact that Start-Bee has been arranged to begin in our school as a year group, as is the pilot year group. However, we are starting in reception as well, so we will see that improvement from, within a year. We will see how that is actually having an impact on the children's writing, and obviously to be able to read what they're writing and for it to be so fluent and neat. I'm just really very excited about seeing it develop. If we don't sort out the handwriting at this early stage in their life, I personally believe that they will always be playing catch up, that they'll probably never be able to write as well as they possibly could, that their habits that they form, with the way that they hold a pencil, that the way they write, the pages that the position of the page, all of that sort of thing. And then obviously that has an impact on the fact that, people aren't able to understand what they're writing. That obviously, it possibly would have an impact on, their self-esteem and their confidence. So it's really important to get it right at that very young age so that, they just excel, really. Our children have started the Start-Bee programme quite late in the year. Obviously they're only starting with the intervention programmes. Children that have started in reception, they've started earlier into the programme, and therefore by the time they reach Year 1, they'll have gone through much more of the programme. Year 1s, at the present Year 1s, they will be moving into Year 2 and continuing their programme, so they will continue to have that, teaching and those skills embedded into them. But the children that will come up from reception and nursery the following year through into Year 1 will be completely, there'll be such a difference in what they can actually achieve in their writing. So the impact for us as a school will be that that's another personal gain for the children. And it's something that we can then take forward for our Ofsted, for the actual trust itself, because we're always striving to improve everything, every area of the curriculum, and handwriting is just as important as, the rest of the curriculum. So it's quite exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Start-Bee is a really good programme for the fact that it's very consistent. There's a teacher, an interactive girl that sits and teaches the children all the skills that they need, talks them through the programme, and that obviously then allows myself, any class teacher, to be able to assess the children, walk around, see what help and support that they need, and be able to give that support on the spot, as well as continue that throughout the whole of the day. So consistency, the fact that not only that there's that one particular person that's teaching it that frees up myself, but the fact that we do it 2 or 3 times a week is just fantastic for the children. We have 2 stations supplied to us, and each of those stations have got 15 light boards in each. So together, that makes a whole class of light boards and the resources needed for the Start-Bee programme. That is amazing, just because they're in 2 separate stations, 15 for each station. They can obviously be used then for smaller groups. In reception, especially because the actual lesson is delivered in a different way, they can use a station for 2 classes at the same time. So that's amazing. That's a wonderful thing to be able to do, that, the timetable can be then utilised very, very well throughout the whole of the week. Apart from that, we're also extending it to the preschool, to the nursery. Right now, we've asked them, do you want to take part in this now, or do you want to wait until September? They're going to trial it now, and certainly put it into place properly in September. So again, because there are 2 separate stations, we're able to offer those stations to 2 separate groups. and again, utilising that timetable very well. There's parts of the afternoon also where not only can we use it for those 3 year groups, but such as year 2, year 3, sometimes even year 4, if there are children that are still not meeting their expected levels of handwriting, then we can use them for breakaway groups where the SEN gets involved, or the class teacher would organise an intervention programme just purely for a group of children or one particular child. So it's amazing that we've got the facility within 2 stations to be able to provide that for the children. I've spoken to my children about Start-Bee since we've began it, and lots of children say that they love Hannah Jane, they love the little song about holding their pencil. The pencil song's just one of their favourites, and you often hear them chanting it even when we're not actually taking the lesson. They do like all of the creative exercises at the very end, but I think a lot of the children like to be organised and actually have that responsibility of station manager for a particular resource. So it's nice to see them being quite independent and organising for other children. For the very short length of time that we've been using Start-Bee in Park Lane Primary, it just definitely ticks every box for myself personally, for the children, and eventually for the school, you know, as it starts to work its way through over the next few years. It's just perfect.